All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. All right. Today's Daf Lamed. So we left off yesterday on Chaf Tesla Beis. We got actually a good Geshmaka question coming up right now. So 3 lines from the bottom of Chaf Tesla Beis, and away we go. Yosef, Rabbi Avin, Rabbi Yitzchak, Rabbi Kamid, Rabbi Yirmiyah. So Rabbi Avin, Rabbi Yitzchak, Rabbi were sitting before Rabbi Yirmiyah. Becoming an Amnim, Rabbi Yirmiyah, and Rabbi Yirmiyah, I guess, was sort of dozing off. And Yosef Kamrila, the Barpada. So they were saying to him, and he was sort of sitting there and dozing off. So they said, according to Barpada. So now remember, yesterday we had the Machlokes. Actually, we started 2 days ago. We had a Machlokes between Ula and Barpada, the Gabi, the case of these are hekdesh, these natios are hekdesh, or this talus is hekdesh until it burns, or the tree until it falls. And so the shaila was, okay, so every time you redeem it, it reverts automatically back to its state of kedusha until once it's finally cut down. So then Barpada says, once it comes down, you have to go ahead and do it one more time. So they said, according to Barpada, who says that as it goes back automatically, that after, if you go ahead and redeem it, then it goes back and it's hekdesh. I have a question on this, but I'll think of it later. Fine. All right. So Tipsha Deboy Rabbi Yoshia. Let's use his Barpada's Shita to answer up the question of Rav Yoshia. What was Rav Yoshia's question? A good question, Geshmak question. Hanoyisen shtei prutos leisha. A guy gives a woman 2 prutos. The Omer Lani tells her, the achas is kachili hayay. One of them, you should be accepted as kedushin for today. All right, everything seems normal. And one of them, he's kachili achas shagershta. And the other one, right, put it in your pocket or put it in the bank, right, will be yours to use after I divorce you. I will remarry you with that kesef kedushin. Yeah. Well, like forever. You give your vows forever to, yeah, literally forever. Yeah, exactly.
The people are hot.
Yeah. So hachinami dhavi kedushin. So according to you, that you go ahead and you redeem it, then it automatically reverts back, and you redeem it, reverts back. So to over here, right? Let's say, right, he sort of, he quote unquote redeems her by divorcing her, and it goes back to the kedushin. So Zerabahu, Rabbi Yirmiyah. So Yirmiyah woke up. He says, Amar Le. So Ma'ika Madam is Madamisim. Right? What is this comparison? That's not a good question, right? You're not comparing apples to apples. Padan hu lepadan achem. Right? Now, basically what you're talking about is a person, when I go ahead and I redeem it, so then it goes back because I still own the tree. So if I redeem the tree and I still own the tree, then it reverts back. But if somebody else would go ahead and if I sell to somebody else and they redeem it, it doesn't go back. So if he was the one who redeemed it, then it goes back. But if someone else redeemed it and they acquired it, then it doesn't go back to its kedusha. The isha kabdu achem damya. In other words, when I divorce a woman, she's not still in my reshus that now she has to accept my kesef kedushin. She's her own free person. It's like we're in Lamed Aleph. It's like somebody else acquired the field. If someone else acquires the field, the stipulation does not go with the field forever, right? It's not in the title of the field, right? It always goes back until the tree comes down. That's not how it works. Once it's in someone else's reshus, that any sort of stipulation I made is no longer upon the property. So too with the woman. Once I divorce her, she's in her own reshus, that it wouldn't automatically go back. She would have to go ahead and re-accept the new kesef kedusha. It wouldn't go back automatically.
She could. It's not automatic. She could be makabel that kesef again and be
right, but
it doesn't happen automatically.
But she goes.
She accepted, but she would have to go right. Right, but so that's the question. By kedushin, does the money stuff to be there? So that's a whole different question, right?
She does accept somebody else's kedusha. If she accepts somebody else
while she's married?
No.
Oh, you're saying
the divorce.
Right.
What does she do with the second?
So then she just owes them money, right, or whatever. It was a loan. right? So she wouldn't be Mekudeshes. So she doesn't have to give it back, right? But she wouldn't be Kedushin. That's the number one rule. And Itamar Nami, and similarly, we learn Amar Rav Ami, Amar Rav Yechon, Lashon El Shepadim Hu, Avapadim Macheru in Chazukasha. Only if he goes and redeems it, because then he still owns land, he's redeeming it, he owns the land. But if somebody else goes ahead and is paid it, right? So then it becomes that person's, and therefore it no longer has the stipulation of that. Fine. Now we're going to come to a series of Mishnayos. Hanoider miyardei hayam. A person makes a nether from Yardei Hayam. Those who travel by sea, mutter b'yeshvei abasha. Right? He's mutter. He only excludes those people that travel by sea, not people that live on land. That travel by sea, referring to, let's say, sailors or people that are filming. I don't know, was it the Greatest Catch or whatever those shows are?
Oh, yeah,
those fishermen, right? So now referring to them. So I know to me Hayam mutter b'yeshvei abasha. If he makes an Edom Yabasha, if he says, I'm not going to get any hana from anybody who dwells upon the dry land, Aser Miyardei Hayam. He's even Aser from sailors. Because sailors eventually come back to land to live on the land. We're in the Mishnah. And look, not just those people who take the short trip from Akko to Yafo. Even people that go and take long, a month-long voyages, even those people are included. So what is that statement going on? So the Gemara will explain that statement, and that's let's see. Let's see. Let's try this last line. The Gemara will explain. So Rav Papa, Rav Acha, Berei, Rav Ika. So as Machlekes Rav Papa, Rav Acha, Berei, Rav Ika. Chad Masni Areisha, Chad Masni Aseva. Some have this last statement of not those who just travel on short voyages, but even those that go on long trips, those are included. So what do you mean? What's that going on? So man, the Tani Aresh Masnihachi turns like this. He learns like this. If one goes ahead and makes a nether from those who go ahead and travel by sea, mutter b'yeshvei yabasha. He is mutter to those who live on the land. Right, so he says, "I'm not going to get any hana from those who travel by sea." So he's mutter to get people who, people live on land. But those who travel by sea are aser, and that which he says aser. Right, and not people who take the short voyage, let's say from Akko to Yafo. Those people are considered land people, right? Just because you take a one-day trip. Right, it doesn't mean you're a sailor, right? So those people are included. Ella mimisha darka lefarish. Rather, it's only referring to those people who take long, monthly voyages. The one on the say, but holds like this. This is how we learn our Mishnah. If one goes ahead and makes a nether from people who dwell on land, that he's also not only from people that live on land, like you and I, but he's also even usher from those people who travel, because those people eventually live on land. Not only people, right, are considered to live on land for people who take the short trips from Akko to Yafo, but even people that normally go for long periods of time, since eventually, right, when we're done with the trip, okay, they're done, then they come back and live on land. So therefore, everybody is included in that net. If one says, will not get hana from those who are yeshvei yabasha, who dwell upon the land. Fine. Now, Mishnah.
This is impossible,
yes,
because you have to benefit from people who live on land.
Right, so it's people, everybody.
They didn't have submarines.
Not
Not to get hana from anybody. That's what he's basically saying. He's basically, now will get hana from nobody in the world.
It should have been announcing.
Yeah, I guess in theory, one. Yeah.
So automatically,
I guess in theory, one. I guess I don't know. He lives in a cave. I don't know. It was.
no, so the point.
Yes, the rules on the food, yes.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Then they'll violate it.
The point of the Mishnah is that it's buckle right away.
That's not the point of the Mishnah. That's not the point of the Mishnah. That's not the point. Yeah, that's not the point of the Mishnah. Mishnah's saying that's what's included with his statements. He could physically do it, but it's very easily violated. Right.
Yeah, but the point of saying that if you were to say that he's known her from Yoshvei Yabasha, then
Then he has to go ahead and get it matir, or
it doesn't even require.
It does require. What you're saying is not true. Yeah, it's not including something that no one's saying is not being shown. It's a valid evidence.
It's saying what it's including, not the.
Right.
And that's my question.
Yeah, and then he will have to right. So it could be maybe there's a Pesach. I didn't realize it includes all people. That could be a potential Pesach. He didn't realize. Or, person is angry at the world, so I'm not going to get enough for anything, right?
Okay.
Right? Trump is back on Twitter. I'm not going to get enough from anyone in the world.
The next
Right,
mission, same problem.
Let's see the next Mishnah. Hanoider meroye hachama, aser af besumim. One who says another from those meroye hachama, right? Literally means, I guess, those who see the sun. Aser af besumim. He's aser and anybody who could see the sun. And not only those people who could see the sun, but even blind people.
Yeah.
Shaloi niskavin ze elam lemi shachama re'oisa. Right? That is that what he means is referring to anybody that the sun sees. And that was just because I don't see the sun sees me.
Everybody.
So therefore, that would include everybody.
It's not just light, it could be physical, no?
What do you mean? He's just saying that.
Well, no, light
that's
is
how
not
he's
just to see.
No, right. But that's how he's identifying people. Anybody that basically the sun sees, that's who is included in that. No exclusions.
But
No, there are exclusions.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll go on.
All right, there's always something.
My timer, because he doesn't say from those that see, right? He doesn't say from those that see. Rather, Meiroya Chama refers to that the sun sees. La fugi to exclude dagim vi ubrim, right? To exclude, right? Basically a fish, right? Or I guess a fetus, right? But I assume I'm gonna say, right? So
From an Uber.
right, I was thinking, right? But once he's born, then the son already sees, so that person's already included, and that's how I was saying. If it goes back, yeah. So, but anyway, so you could have a lot of fish. I guess it sounds like over there it included would also be animals. He couldn't eat or do anything of that because then,
Exactly.
right? Because then it'll also be
It
included in
doesn't
that.
include vegetables.
What vegetables?
No,
Yeah.
right.
Vegetables.
So it's only people.
It's-
Our physical, living things.
What are over?
Fetuses, an Uber, because the sun doesn't see it. It's
Ubering.
within the sun.
Uber, yes, you didn't take
Not
a
Uber.
ride.
All right. Next Mishnah. All right, here's the next Mishnah. Hanoider mishchere harosh. One who makes a neder
Oh, here we go.
mishchere harosh.
Here we go.
Dark-haired people.
That's right.
Aser, the karchen, uvabali sevos. So he's aser also to bald people. So he says people with dark hair, right? I'm aser from Nakariyanana. Now he's aser for people with dark hair, but he's even aser from bald people
And white hair.
and old and whiter people, right? Or even other people with other hair colors, right? Those people are included, right?
Why is that?
Why is that? We'll soon see. Why is that? Umutter b'nashim b'ktanim, and he's mutter to women and children, even though women or children might have dark hair. He's mutter to them. She'ein dikrem shchei harosh el hanashim, because the term shchei harosh, dark hair, only refers to men. We'll soon see why in the Gemara. Zak the Gemara. So first of all, my time. What's the reason why he's also the krachim and Bali Sevas and other people who are gray? My time. The fact he doesn't say those people with hair, right, means that he wasn't just referring to that people who have hair, people who don't have hair. Rather, he's referring to he's referring to dark hair people. In other words, if he's referring to people who actually didn't have hair, he would say, who have hair. So, right will be included in the white hair, blonde, and those people included. So let's see, why is he mutter b'nashim uketanim? Sheni kan shchayrosh el anashim. So my time, anashim zinin the mixer rashayu, v'zinin migla rashayu. Because men
So he doesn't
sometimes cover their hair, and sometimes have their hair uncovered, and therefore that which he says dark-haired people potentially could refer to those people about nashim. But if you wanted to include women, he would just say covered. or katanim li'elam iglu. And katanim, those are they're too young to go ahead and cover their heads. So therefore, by the fact that he says dark-haired people, if I wanted to go ahead and include women, I would have said and people whose heads are covered. But he didn't say that, right? Ew, it wasn't sneeze.
What
if somebody's
Yeah.
wearing a wig because they lost their hair?
No. The point is that even though that there are those who are not included, right? But nevertheless, if one was referring to a group of people, right? If he was referring to women, he would have said people with cover, right? But the fact he didn't say covered, right, means he wasn't referring to women at all. Because they're
people with hair.
what?
There's the people with hair.
Right.
Not
You're
covering-
exposed.
Or but the term, right, right. So dark-haired people refers to men. That's what it's saying. Because if he was referring to also women, he would have said people with covered hair. If he was referring to children, he would have said uncovered, right? So, but he said dark-haired people referring to people who sometimes cover, sometimes uncover, and that is only the category of men. And therefore, all men are included because, like we said earlier, because he didn't say Bali Seyar,
So it's a
rather,
synonym of man.
yeah,
Basically, it's a
exactly,
synonym.
100%, yes.
So what's this here? What were they
Right.
called?
Steinsaltz writes that in the Babylonian literature, the term Shkori Rosh in Babylonian was always referred to just men.
Men, right. So it's a term used for men.
What about a person who loses their hair? Would they
Same
fall
thing. On the same thing, a bald person. He's bald. Yeah, bald person.
This is the Samaritan's row.
So Naya Mishnah. Mishnah says Hanaider mean Hayuludim.
Go,
All right. So this Naider mean Hayuludim, right? So it took me a little while for my my Hillel Torah education. So Yeludim over here, as we'll soon see from the Gemara, refers to one who makes another from those, mean Hayuludim, from those that were born.
Yeah.
Were born already. Mutter bin Nolad is mutter
The new book.
to those that will be born
before you're born?
before they're born. In other words, if he says those that he makes another mean Hayuludim, those that were born is mutter bin Noladim, right? Is mutter to those that will be born. All right, because he's only referring to people who were born now. Next case, min hanoladim. He says the opposite. If he says I'm making another min hanoladim, those who will be born, aser min hayuludim. Not only is he aser, right, l'chayra, not only is he aser to those that will be born, but even aser from those that are born or have been born.
This would be and this would take effect.
Yeah, This
Even
is
though this entity is not in this world yet, you could actually make a neder or something.
yeah.
That was the
Davar Shalom, right. Yeah. Right. Rameir Mater, Af Biludim. So we have to understand Rameir. So Rameir says, right now, there's the other guy. Remember, he says, Min ha noladim. If I make another from those that will be born, he's Mater even. Right. Well, soon see Af was referring to even those that were born. No. No, he's only referring to those whose derech is to be born, and therefore l'chayra everybody is included, both that were born and those that will be born, or those that will be born and those that were born. Fine. Now, Rabbi Meir. So Rabbi Meir says even, so he's mutter even with those that were born. So Rabbi Meir, v'lo miboy noladim el mimand aser. Understand? If he's saying that everybody is mutter, in other words, he's saying even. So noladim and yiludim are mutter. So then who's aser, right? And it's the lashon of af, even, right? So what does it mean? So the Gemara answers no chaser mechsa. It's missing a part of achton. This is how really the mission should read. Hanaider mean hayiludim. If one goes ahead and makes a nether from those that were born, mutter ben noladim is mutter to get hana from those that will be born. Min ha noladim.
So from that moment and on.
And then in the future, then he's mutter those that are born after the nether. He's mutter.
Okay.
If he says min ha noladim, if he makes a nether, I'm not going to get any hana from noladim, those that will be born. Aser bi yeludim. Then he's aser, right? He's also not only is he aser in the noladim, those that will be born, but even aser that those that were born. And Rameir, af hanaider min hanoladim, even one who went ahead and made a neder from those that will be born. Mutter biyeludim is mutter for those who were already born. Ki heichini naider min hayeludim mutter binoladim. So he says, and Rameir says, no, even one who makes an oladim is mutter biyeludim, just like one who knows hayeludim is mutter binoladim. So now it works the same way, right? Just like when you say those that will be born, right? So you're okay with those that are born. So too, with those that are born, much of those that will be born, it works the same way according to Reb Meir. And Chachamim say no, it includes the other. So now Reb Papa says, according to Abaye. So let's look at the lashon of Noladim and Yeludim, right? I always learn, right? The Yud, right? In the future, right? We'll do something. The Nun is Nifal. Right.
Is presence.
So right. So let's see.
Future.
So let's see. So I'm a Rav Papa Lebayi, the name of the Noladim, the Misal, the Mashma. You tell me that the word Noladim means that they will be born. Elamiyata Shnei Banecha Hanoladim L'cha Beretz Yisrael, right? As Ozzy reads beautifully every year, right? So he says, right, that your two children that were born in Mitzrayim, referring to Ephraim and Asher, they were born already. So what do you see up here? Noladim means in the past.
Right.
So Hachinadim Disladin who? So what are you going to say that it means, right? Okay, that they were already born. So Hachinadim Disladin who? Does that mean in the future? So Elamai, what are you going to say? That they were born already. So he said there's going to be a child, a Nolad, right? There's going to be a Ben Nolad to base David, and Yoshio Shemo. And Hachinami, the Havi, and you're going to say, okay, it means past tense, that Nolad means were, right? But Menashe, right? His grandfather, Menashe, wasn't even born yet. So if Menashe wasn't born, obviously his grandson wasn't born. So, but he used the word Nolad. So obviously Nolad means future. So therefore, each one is mashma. When it comes to Nadarim, it comes to Lashon Bnei Adam, right? Which is a key. In other words, that which people make reference to. So if people refer to Noladim as future, so therefore it refers future and not past tense. Right, because that's Lashon Bnei Adam, right? So he says no. When the person says min ha noladim, those that will be born, he's asking not only those will be born, but even also those that were born. If that's the case, who we excluding? So lafuke dagim b'yayfos, right? To exclude, I guess, fish and birds that
Because they're hatched.
and what? Egg layers, right? Those that get eggs, right? Because those eggs they don't birth. They're not born. I guess they're eggs, and they hatch.
So you can say Noladim is future and past.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but Lashon Bnei Adam,
Yeludim is only from this moment that were born.
Yeludim means those that
From the
right.
today and on.
Right.
Noladim is covering both.
Correct.
Okay.
So all right, we'll stop here. The Mishnah.